We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And at the center position out of New Zealand and the University of Pittsburgh, 6'11" pivot Steven Adams. A big game for this young man making his NBA debut. And it's Williamson with the 4. And for Miami. And here are the Pelicans now. Gets it to go.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication, has really become an outstanding coach.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Pelicans ball. Heat on D. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Adams, the pass to Ingram.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play.
And it's Miami's ball. Ball's not loose. Ball, the pass to Adams. New Orleans moving it around. Passes it to Williamson. Left side Adams. Defended by Olynyk. 6 on the shot clock. From past the arc. And the Pelicans miss again. Miami with the ball. Now we'll go to Dorisburg. We have a chance to talk with our coach.
Kevin, he said they simply cannot afford to be loose with the basketball today because the steals will pile up if you don't play heads up at all times against a team that has such great hands and terrific defensive awareness. You guys know they'll turn that the other direction awfully quickly. Kevin?
Thanks a lot, Doris. And dealing with the sort of defense they're facing is not an easy challenge.
No, but they've got a few weapons of their own that they can counter with, so it's not exactly a one-sided battle.
Maybe so, Steve, but those weapons are still going to have to perform at a really high level for them to have a chance to be successful.
Yeah, he's a full-court man, and what I mean by that is he has no problem just taking the ball coast to coast on the break, sometimes on his own, or, you know, if he prefers, finding an open wing runner. Either way, the ability to create easy points for his team.
And here's something else, Steve. He invites contact with his team. He doesn't try to finesse his way through anything. He's going through bodies.
Pass to Robinson. Number 25, defended by Ball.
Who got ball?
Check the clock.
Ball deflected. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession.
Remains Pelicans ball. 3 seconds on the shot clock. 3.
For New Orleans, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today.
If you're in the Western Conference and don't want to finish near the bottom, you've got to be able to rack up some wins against the East. And New Orleans, with a young team that's trying to find itself, just didn't have a good record against the Eastern Conference.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
The Heat trail by 5. And in this first quarter, the next play, Robinson for 3. Gets it to go. Robinson's got 5. Well, Clark, you spoke about the Pelicans' record against the East last season. They were just 12-18, and that was the second worst mark for anyone out west.
Well, you could see they were timid at times. They were unsure of themselves. They just didn't have enough talent, enough belief in themselves. And it showed anytime they went on the road, west or east, it felt like they were in some trouble.
Number 25, defended by Ball. Here's Butler. It's rebounded by Williamson.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it. How nice was that alley-oop? Those two really have a good connection.
Yeah, read each other so well. It's a play I'm sure, Clark, they love to run.
And as the receiver, he didn't feel like he had the need to go for the monster finish. Just laying it in, making sure he got the points.
Number 25, defended by Ball. Unloads.
Get that board!
It's rebounded by New Orleans. Bledsoe with still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Ball, the pass to Ingram. Here's the screen. 6 to shoot.
Hey, balance it out!
New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Offline with his 3. The Heat trail by 4. Here's Butler. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball. Two teams that like to play up tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were one play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
And here are the Heat now. From 10 feet out, one wide left.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
He kicks it to Bledsoe. The pass to Ball. Fires the 3. Pelicans keep it alive. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Goran Dragic is checked in for Miami. Miami trailer. Clark, it was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the charts. Absolutely fantastic.
So it's Miami following the score by New Orleans.
Out! One more!
And that one's good.
You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim.
Pelicans leading by 4. Pass to Ingram. It is flushed down with a nice jam.
Punches it down with pop.
And rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Well, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Butler against Bledsoe. He dishes it to Dragic. Another shot, and the basket by Olynyk.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
So it's the Pelicans now. They lead by 4. Here's Ingram. Foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
At the line.
Pelicans ended up being the name that New Orleans chose when it was all over. And I like the new look uniforms, but they had some other options as well that sounded pretty good to me. How about the brass? Because it gives nod to the music that New Orleans has popularized.
Both free throws good from Ingram. Well, definitely a nice sounding name. Other options were the Swamp Dogs, the Bull Sharks, the Mosquitoes. Steve, all in all, you have to think they went the right way with the Pelicans.
I don't know. My personal favorite was the Rougarou. I don't even know what that means, but I guess it would have puzzled everybody in the country besides me. But better than mosquitoes, that's for sure. Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
51 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kicks it to Reddick. Shot clock at 5. Here's it. Good by New Orleans.
That's not a sight you see very often. He has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
That's mine.
And stolen by Reddick. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 20, defended by Harkless. He feeds it to Reddick. Clock at 6. Number 9. And Harkless pulls it down. From deep three-point range. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pelicans lead by 6. And we'll be back in... And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
And I thought the defense was key here for this club. They really tightened up and made it difficult on their opponent.
How about the help on the drives and rotations? I mean, they've really been in sync as a unit.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Guys, as you know, the Miami Heat try to keep the plays they run as simple as they can and rely on their talent and teamwork to win them games. But playing like that can present its own kind of problems. Coach Spoelstra said, quote, "The challenge is not getting bored with simplicity. Simple is what works, though, as evidenced by their back-to-back.
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. Passes it to Hart. Second shot opportunity. That's good on the jump shot. And the Pelicans lead by 8.
I don't know of too many other players, Kevin, who have his level of concentration offensively. It just seems to have singular focus you need as a shooter. That even if a defender's all over you, you still just lock in and let it go.
And one of his other great qualities, Steve, is his quick trigger off the dribble. I mean, he can get his shot off in an instant, a nanosecond.
Pelicans leading by 8.
You got him!
Feeds it to Reddick. New Orleans moving it around. They set the screen. Number 13. Tries to push double digits, but it's off the mark. Heat shooting only 21% from the field so far. Now guarded by Hart. Good look from Reddick. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
The Pelicans making a switch here. And here are the Pelicans now. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. And the pass to Hart. Offensive rebound. There's the dish to Hayes. Defended by Harkless. The feed to Reddick. Hayes up top. Poked loose. In transition, here comes Miami. He's got the ball. Number 13 controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And a nice soft touch on the board.
And you know, when you have fast chip, it's so easy to come by.
Well, easy points, 3 points for a guy with that kind of strength and agility in the paint. You got to go for every second chance opportunity.
Watch the cutter!
Shot clock at 6. Number 6.
Get it!
And that one hits back iron.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop. A lot of people thought the East would be a cakewalk for Miami last year, but Indiana made sure that wasn't going to be the case. What a series with the Pacers using their size and strength to pound it, Miami down low. Eventually, they were able to pull it out. It was not a tough series.
Here we go, get it out quick! I got ball.
Dishes it to Reddick. Pass to Hart. He passes to Hayes. It's good. The time running down on the shot clock.
Assisted by
And just to touch back on the Eastern Conference Finals, into Game 7 where Miami ran away with the game. But, you know, Clark, if it weren't for the heroics of LeBron earlier in the series, it could have been the Pacers that took on San Antonio.
I was thinking a little bit about two former ABA teams meeting in the NBA Finals, but the Heat.
Look out! There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right now.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Unloads from 9. HMD there from Harkless.
Well, that's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
Shut up!
Can't hit, and New Orleans will go the other way with it.
The ball! Cross screen, come over it!
He kicks it to Red. Number 6. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Goes up. Down the breakaway jam.
Whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
He just lives above the rim. Dunks like that have become routine for him.
Redick. It's hauled in by the Heat. Harkless has got 4 rebounds in this game. Bradley with the ball. Now guarded by Hart. Number 14. The Heat rebound. Number 13. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is going to the game, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Passes to Hart. There's a screen. The screen. Cannot hit. And Miami the other way now. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And the Heat lead by 2.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. Clark, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
This is a direct. We've got 1:55 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Hart, and it's rejected. And let's catch up with our sideline report.
Hi, guys. Well, LeBron James' game is so well-rounded, you might forget that he led the league in scoring back in 2008. He said, I've done that before. I'm capable of doing it, but that's not my job here. My job is to do a lot of everything. Rebounding, passing, and defending. Guys, his versatility and completeness as a basketball player is what makes him so incredible to watch.
He can do it all, Doris. Pass, shoot, special talent.
You got him!
Bledsoe passes the ball. 1:19 left to play in the first half. Bledsoe outside.
Good boy!
And again, no good by New Orleans. On offense, here are the Heat. They're in a 14-2. A slam dunk by Robinson.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, blows with them.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up, though, either.
And Adams kicks to Bledsoe. The pass to Ingram. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. Robinson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Butler. It's rebounded by Adams. Adams has got 3 rebounds now in this one. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Great job. Take it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
Pelicans shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. The Heat making a switch here. Dragic has checked in.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Get there, get there.
Right side, Butler. 17-foot shot on the way. Uses the glass to drop it in. And the Heat lead by 6. Releases. And he hits the jump shot. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Miami ahead, leading by 4. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. It's been a great Sunday of basketball so far. The Heat are doing very well so far. You look at the offensive rebounds, they're creating second opportunities, and that's a key to winning. The first half has been a productive one for Andre Iguodala. He's carved up the D like a hot knife through a warm cliche. Great play so far. And this dedicated Pelicans team weathering the storm. They're getting up in guys' jerseys, looking to send every shot to the 12th row. And that's all we got for you here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the start of the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back with a beautiful view of downtown Miami and the sparkling American Airlines Arena. You have to like what we've been seeing from Ingram.
Yeah, what a remarkable half the way he attacked the rim and scored in the paint. Defenders, they were trying to slow him down any way possible, but he still got through.
Easier said than done when he's the penetrator. His speed and agility make him extremely hard to defend.
Number 25. Those 3 pointers off the mark.
Now defensively, they did a great job of staying tight on him.
Boy, the Hornets were a very young team last season, had several draft picks that saw meaningful time or even in the rotation. And this team was NBA young, and that often means you're going to struggle on the road.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And for the Pelicans, Steve, there were teams with fewer road wins than them, but not many. Only 11 road wins for them as they went 11-30 on the season.
Well, the trouble with New Orleans last year was that they really didn't have any aspect of their game that they could count on the road. And if you can't score and you can't defend, it's hard to win at home. Much less win at home.
Good look. Get a good shot.
Here's Butler.
I'm here. I'm back.
And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Ball, the pass to Bledsoe. New Orleans moving it around. That's tipped. Hit his foot. And the official saying it was kicked. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Ingram passes to Williamson.
Go pick up your man.
With a tap. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Remains Miami ball. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 5.
The Heat with the lead. Outside Robinson. Number 25.
Good boy. Good boy.
And his mechanics are just all out of whack now. He just has no feel for his shot.
Well, his numbers certainly back that fact up. I mean, he has gone ice cold here.
Pass to Ingram. There's a nice one-handed slam. And looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
Yeah, and as many times as you see it, Clark, you never like to see a player have to come out of the game with an injury.
Especially when it's your own teammate. But the other guys just have to step up in the meantime to make up for his absence. Next guy up is what we say.
Number 25. So the Pelicans will take it the other way.
And offensively, they have yet to hit a shot. Slow start here to the second half.
Passes up the ball.
Right there. Ball.
Left side help.
Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Pure hustle on that play, and that's what it takes on the offensive boards. It's not about ability as much as it is desire.
And that, Clark, and some muscle. And he showed us he's got plenty of that with the huge dunk.
Well, in a tight game, I mean, they could use a few more of those hustle plays going forward if they're going to win.
Pass to Butler. Looking to end the drought. And that's good for two. Butler's got 6.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And there's the pass to Ingram. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession.
13 seconds on the shot clock. 13.
Adams off the pick from Ingram.
Watch that shooter. Back up. Go. Get back.
6 to shoot. There's the pick. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
He'd have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Robinson kicks to Butler. He feeds it to Robinson. Three-pointer gets it to go. And now a 3-point Heat lead.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but, you know, one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over in an instant. Lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And Steve, he's earned a nickname that's familiar to anybody that's followed basketball, the microwave. There's no slow build-up with him. All he needs is one shot to go down, and it can set him off, turn him into a real scoring machine. He cooks with gas, not electricity.
They get a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Robinson's got the ball. Can't get it to go. Pelicans trail by 3. Ingram passes to Adams. Pass to Ingram. Defended by Butler. 6 on the shot clock. And he finishes nicely on the layup. He's got 14.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
Yeah, Clark, they've been more active and more physical down low, and I think that's been the difference.
Kicks to Robinson.
Hey, yo, right here.
Robinson can't get that one to fall.
While not as dominant on defense as they were a year before, the Heat still were tough at that end of the court. The thing is, you could see them turn it on and turn it off when they needed to defensively, so they always managed to get the key stop when they needed it.
Outside Butler. Number 5, defended by Williamson. Rebounded by Williamson.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And when you're coming off a title like the Heat, there is no natural tendency to close. Clark, you said this, and Steve, I'm sure you want to comment on it. They could turn it up in a hurry.
Well, there's just so much athleticism on this team that if they want to press you in the half court, they can force turnovers, and if not, they can also sit back and play a more straight-up defensive style and be very effective that way as well. Something happened at halftime because they seem to have left their defensive effort in the locker room.
Outside Butler. Outside Robinson. Number 13. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
The big story in New Orleans, guys, is the change of the name. From the Hornets, a name that came with the team when they relocated from Charlotte, to the brand new Pelicans. Now, Pelicans might not be the most intimidating name around the league, but it does have a nice and special connection to the city and state.
Andre Iguodala, second forward.
Kick it out.
Pass the ball.
Set it up. Set it up.
Number 20. This is the three. Well, Clark, and I really didn't know you knew this much about birds, but the brown pelican is indeed the state bird of Louisiana. The numbers have rebounded dramatically after being hard hit by the Gulf spill. So a representation of the city's triumph, Steve, over great adversity.
Well, I'm happy to see something that is connected to the city. Every time I played the Pelicans, because remember originally this team was known as the Jazz, and that made sense. Utah Jazz made no sense. New Orleans Hornets made no sense. New Orleans Pelicans make sense, guys.
Set up. Go.
Feeds to Iguodala. On deep. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
The dish to Redick. Pulls it up. Shot's good. And the Pelicans lead by 2. 1:09 left to play in the third. Set the pick. Now Bradley.
Who's got ball?
There's the feed to Iguodala. Hit the 10. Great positioning on the putback. He's got 8.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up if you've got that type of angle. And he really took advantage.
Back the pass to Hayes. Off the pick. And the layup is good. Hayes has got his second basket.
In the first half, they shot a little over 30%. That's dismal. That's obviously not the start that you want to see. But they've settled down here in the second half, getting some good looks, and they've started to knock them down.
Dishes to Iguodala. Another miss by Iguodala.
New play. Yep. I'm up. Fish. Here we go.
Number 13. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And then how about the scoring they've gotten down on the post? Really down in the lane area.
Redick for 3. A putback, and Hayes throws it down.
After what was just a horrendous shooting performance in the first half, they finally started to find their stroke.
It's amazing to think they actually have the lead here, Clark, given how poorly they played in the first half. They really didn't shoot well, but they're starting to stick it out. They're finding their way in this game.
Fires it up. And the shot is long. The Heat trail by 4. Ball kick stolen. It's rebounded by Hayes. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the
Screen.
pass to Hart. Wide open look. They grab their own miss. And then Hayes throws it down. And the Pelicans lead by 6.
This is just great anticipation. The putback jam.
Oh, he had some big-time intensity out there.
Those plays will give your team a huge boost.
And it's off the drive. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so we will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3. And They were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Come get it. Come get it. Go, 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 go.
Now here's Reddick. Williamson, the pass to ball. Here's the screen.
No shot.
New Orleans moving the ball around.
Screen.
Here's Williamson. The shot is off, and it's Miami the other way. Mark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve, given how many tough teams that are in the Western Conference.
It's amazing, Kevin. They had a better record against the West than they did against the East in terms of their winning percentage. So I think that speaks to just how motivated Miami was when they went out on the road to the West in particular to really show everybody how good they were.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Dragic dishes the Butler.
I see him.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
2.
That's good from Olynyk.
I got shooter here. Here we go. We're going to push them.
All free throws good from Olynyk. New Orleans in the lead. Ball. He's guarded by Dragic. Here's Ingram. Passes it to Ball. There's the triple. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Here's Butler.
Get them. Down three.
Here's the floater. Gets the bucket. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Yeah, it has been. Neither team able to create any significant separation so far.
Steve?
Yeah, that's right, guys. The lead has now changed hands 5 times.
Here's Ingram. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Still Heat ball. 24 seconds on the shot clock. 24.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Bledsoe against Butler. Back to Dragic. He passes it to Robinson with the lead pass, and it's blocked by Adams.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the officials.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Heat.
And they continue to run and gun throughout the game, guys.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Knocks it loose. Inside Robinson. Lots of room. And right on target. Good. It's been a tight one so far. Very close game.
Well, 7 lead changes, Kevin and Steve, in this one, and we could very well be seeing more.
Yeah, I believe it, because these two teams so well matched up. And look at the talent. I think we're in for a very, very competitive night.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, "We're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets." Pretty strong words, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And the Heat call time here. Shooting is really important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team, having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade, replenish your energy for the late game push.
And refocus, Kevin. You got to take care of your body. And we ought to drink some Gatorade here, too. I thought I noticed some slip-ups here the last couple minutes from your end on the play-by-play.
And Olynyk gets the drive.
It's like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Off target on the 15-footer.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post.
I do. I love it. They're rebounding rebounding has been outstanding, so important in a tight game.
With the pass to Ingram. Adams with it. Defended by Olynyk.
Incredible. You know, for a guy his size, he doesn't play above the rim very often like he did on that slam.
Still got some power behind him, though.
Yeah, I mean, you let him get in close like that. He'll throw it hard.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. They worked hard to create that high shot.
Yeah, that's their goal down the stretch. Continue to find those close-range shots.
Ingram passes the ball. Parries the long-range jumper.
You can really see that his confidence is at a high level here in this half. He didn't have a three in the first.
Olynyk sets a screen for Dragic. He kicks it to Olynyk, and it's blocked by Adams.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive board.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. Very well.
Ingram passes the ball. And another three for New Orleans.
He didn't have a single three-pointer in the first, but here he is knocking them down.
Butler kicks to Dragic. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one falls for Dragic.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line. What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do. Oh, what a throwdown there. Man. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game around. You know, he's going to finish when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, startling that he'd even try that right now.
He set the pick. Ingram passes to Bledsoe.
Here we go.
Poked away. Passed the ball. Dragic with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul, second team foul.
1:39 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Ingram. Takes it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. And it's Dragic off the drive, and that is good. Dragic has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
Bledsoe passes to Williamson. Lets him go with the three. And another three for New Orleans.
Offensively, guys, it seems like they've turned a corner.
Yeah, much better half since they changed baskets. I mean, they're looking very strong and confident.
With the ball, Eric Bledsoe covering. Number 13. Here's Olynyk. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Passes it to Williamson. The pass to Ingram. Bledsoe outside. He's off from three. He'd have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Olynyk to tie it up. The shot misses. Nice D from Ingram. New Orleans got 3 of the 60 points to fall in the fourth. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Coming out,
Five on the clock. Fires from deep.
Here we go. Skip it.
It's rebounded by Olynyk. Timeout called the Heat. They're behind by 2. 5 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
need a basket here, Kevin. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket and try to get something in the paint.
And in the three.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to one. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Guys, your thoughts?
You want to play aggressive defense here and contest the catch-and-release jumper. But at the same time, you've got to avoid fouling the shooter.
Box, I got shooter, man. Gotta get the rebound. Gotta get it. Quick out. Big rebound. Let's get it.
And he ties it up.
Tell you what, you can't have any more pressure on you than he had at the line right there. It shows you what he's made of.
Here's Ingram. Oh, it's off the mark. And we're going to overtime. Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime. Back after this from the... We've got overtime action now, folks. Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, Doris Burke on our sideline, and this is Kevin Harlan. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And away we go here with post-regulation basketball.
Hey, heads up!
Bledsoe outside.
I got shooter.
He passes the ball. Butler with the steal. Now here's Dragic, the fast break opportunity, and he uses the glass on the layup. Dragic has got the first basket here in overtime for Miami.
So deflating for a team. Clark coughing up the ball at one end, and then it turns into immediate points at the other end.
And it's just as much of a boost for the team getting those easy points off the steal.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
There's a good screen. Misses the step-back jump shot.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Pass to Ingram. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Steven Adams.
That's on Goran Dragic. That's good from Adams. The Heat making a switch here. No good on the second free throw.
At least they have the advantage, but if they don't get a stop here, this free throw could prove to be a killer.
It's stolen by Adams, and New Orleans pushing it up now. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Number 25, defended by Bledsoe. Butler dishes to a limit. 4 on the clock, 13 feet away. Pelicans pull it in. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight. Ingram passes the ball. Tipped away. Butler with the steal. Inside Butler. Number 13. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Ball, the pass to Williamson. To the middle. New Orleans moving it around. And Adams backs in. Comes up empty down in the post. The Heat trail by 3. Robinson inside.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Pelicans shooting 43% from the floor.
Watch him!
Ingram, guarded by Robinson. Stolen by Robinson. Bledsoe gets to it. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in a slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
Stolen away. Here's Ball. Jump to finish it off. A beauty. Boy, look at the big ups, Clark.
Major bounce there. I mean, he can fly, folks. Really fly.
We're seeing more and more of that, it seems, guys, out of the point guard spot in the NBA these days.
Number 25, defended by Ball. Here's Butler. The shot is off. Great D that time for Eric Bledsoe. Always going up for the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
The Heat shooting at 36%. They really seem how to sink offensively. Robinson misses. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, let's go. Clock at 6. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. And the Pelicans lead by 9.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on him.
Now here's Iguodala. Tight defense on him. Bradley drives in. From 13 feet, it goes down.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
It's stolen by Bradley. It's going to be a tough loss to swallow. They just didn't have much gas left in the tank once we got to overtime. This definitely wasn't the way they